Canned food has always been sold as the perfect solution for modern life. Quick meals, long shelf life, and easy storage. But behind those bright labels and ready-to-eat promises hides a side of the story most shoppers never see. The truth is that not all cans are created equal. Some carry more chemicals, salt, and hidden toxins than your body can safely process. Today, we're breaking open the shelves to reveal 7 canned foods you should never buy again, and 2 that are surprisingly safe if you know what to look for. By the end, you'll never see the canned aisle the same way again. 1. Vienna. Sausages. The small can with a big problem. It looks harmless. A tiny can filled with bite-sized sausages floating in cloudy broth. But once you open it, you are releasing more than just a smell. You are letting out a hidden storm of sodium, preservatives, and chemicals that no one talks about. One small can of Vienna sausages can contain 700 to 1,000 milligrams of sodium, almost half your daily limit. The nitrites that keep them pink and fresh turn into nitrosamines, known carcinogens linked to colon and stomach cancer. And that thick jellied layer on top isn't tea protein. It has fat and phosphate stabilizers that silently stress your kidneys and arteries. The worst part? Many reduced sodium versions use potassium chloride instead of salt. For anyone taking blood pressure meds or kidney medication, that simple swap can create dangerous heart rhythm problems. Even the can itself isn't innocent. Many still use BPA or BPS coatings that leach into the food, mimicking hormones inside your body. You can replace them easily. Scrambled eggs with vegetables or a quick tuna salad made with fresh ingredients give you protein without the chemical chaos. But if you think that's bad, the next can on the list hides something you can TC, and that S exactly why it S worse. 2. Canned tuna, the silent source of heavy metals. Canned tuna is a pantry classic. It's cheap, packed with protein, and always feels like a healthy choice. But not all tuna is the same. Light tuna, made from skipjack, has much less mercury. White tuna, or albacore, can carry 3 times more. And mercury doesn't just leave your body, it builds up slowly in your brain, liver, and kidneys. Over time, it can cause fatigue, tremors, memory issues, and even numbness in your fingers and toes. If the fish gets too warm before it's canned, bacteria convert amino acids into histamine, which heat can't destroy. That means your harmless tuna sandwich could trigger heart palpitations, headaches, or a rash that feels like an allergy. Even BPA-free cans aren't safe from criticism. Many are lined with replacement chemicals like BPS and BPF, which behave almost identically in the human body. So the label might say safe, but your hormones and organs might disagree. If you love tuna, limit it to once or twice a week. Choose light tuna in water, or switch to sardines or canned salmon. You'll get more omega-3s and far fewer contaminants. 3. Canned soup. The sodium trap in disguised soup is comfort in a bowl. It's warm, cheap, and easy to make when you're tired, but if it comes from a can, it can quietly work against your health. A single serving of canned tomato or chicken soup can contain up to 900 milligrams of sodium, and most people eat the whole can. That means one lunch can give you 2/3 of your recommended sodium intake in just a few minutes. And many healthy soups use potassium chloride to cut salt, which is risky for anyone with heart or kidney conditions. What's inside the can is only half the story. For decades, soup cans were coated with BPA-based epoxy, a plastic that leaches into the liquid. Europe banned BPA entirely in food packaging, but the United States still allows it. Even BPA-free replacements can mimic hormones and interfere with metabolism. So next time you crave comfort food, skip the can. Make your own soup with frozen vegetables, low-sodium broth, and real spices. You'll save your heart and taste buds at the same time. If you're finding this helpful, take a second to like this video and subscribe to Smart Buyer Files. Let us know in the comments where you usually shop for groceries and why it is your favorite place. We love learning about your local stores and hidden gems. 4. Canned chili, the factory meal that fights back. Canned chili looks hearty. Beans, meat, sauce, done. But it's one of the most heavily processed canned meals on the market. Every bite carries salt, phosphates, preservatives, and bisphenols that push your body beyond its limits. 1 cup of canned chili averages 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Eat the whole can and you've consumed 2/3 of your daily maximum. Reduced sodium. Versions don't need to fix the problem. They just replace salt with potassium chloride, which can overload your heart and kidneys. Then come the phosphates that make the meat springy and uniform. They might look harmless, but nephrologists warn that they increase calcium loss, weaken bones, and accelerate kidney damage. Add in nitrites from the preserved meat, and you've got a chemical cocktail your body never asked for. The fix is simple. Make chili at home with dry beans, fresh meat, and real spices. You'll get all the flavor without the chemical chaos. 5. Canned fruit in syrup, sugar's sweetest disguise. The label says fruit, and fruit equals healthy, right? Not when it's drowning in syrup. A single cup of canned fruit cocktail in syrup holds about 40 grams of sugar, or 10 teaspoons. That's nearly the same as a can of soda. Even light syrup just means slightly less sugar water, not an actually healthy choice. That sugar doesn't just add calories. It spikes your blood sugar, interferes with medication, and raises your long-term risk of heart disease. For people managing diabetes or high blood pressure, it's a dangerous daily habit. And there's more. Cans that store sweet fruit often still use epoxy linings that leach chemicals over time. Some even contain artificial dyes, like red number 3, which the FDA plans to ban after research linked it to cancer in lab studies. A better move is to buy fruit packed in its own juice or water, or frozen fruit with no added sugar. You'll get real vitamins and fiber without the syrupy guilt trip. 6. Canned spinach. The superfood that isn't spinach should be one of the healthiest foods on the planet. But once it's canned, it turns into something completely different. That dull green clump that slides out of the can isn't just unappetizing. It is loaded with sodium, oxalates, and heavy metals like cadmium, which builds up in your kidneys and bones over time. And because spinach absorbs minerals from the soil, it carries whatever was in that dirt straight into your bloodstream. One serving can have more than 700 milligrams of sodium, which crushes your daily allowance before dinner. Even no salt-added cans contain hundreds of milligrams naturally. That's not counting the can's inner lining, which might still include BPA or similar chemicals. If you're trying to eat more greens, go for frozen spinach or fresh leaves. You'll get the nutrients without the chemical baggage. 7. Canned pasta. Nostalgia meets reality. Few things feel more comforting than a can of ravioli or spaghetti. It's warm, quick, and familiar. But behind that sense of nostalgia is a mix of salt, sugar, and preservatives that make this one of the worst canned meals you can buy. Each serving of canned pasta packs 700 to 1,200 milligrams of sodium, plus added sugar and thickeners to balance the flavor. The acidic tomato sauce causes even more BPA-like compounds to leach from the lining. And if the can sits in a hot pantry, that chemical transfer accelerates dramatically. Nitrites from the processed meat combine with phosphate additives, turning the sauce into a long-term stressor for your heart and kidneys. Even the sugar, meant to make it kid-friendly, adds to inflammation that can age your body faster. If you want comfort food, boil real pasta and add a low-sodium tomato sauce with olive oil and herbs. Same flavor, no hidden price tag for your health. 8. Canned beans, the underrated hero. Finally, a can you can actually trust. Canned beans are one of the few shelf-stable foods that are both nutrient-dense and affordable. They're full of fiber, protein, potassium, and iron, and when handled right, they can be a lifesaver for busy households. Yes, they contain sodium, but there's a trick. A 30-second rinse under running water can wash away up to 40% of the salt. That single step turns a high-sodium product into a heart-healthy meal base. Beans also feed the good bacteria in your gut, improving digestion and immune health. And unlike canned meats or soups, beans are sterilized at high heat that eliminates harmful bacteria like botulism spores. As long as the can is sealed and stored in a cool place, beans are among the safest canned foods you can eat. 9. Canned tomatoes. The unexpected winner. If one canned food deserves a permanent place in your pantry, it's tomatoes. Unlike most vegetables, tomatoes get more nutritious after processing. The heat used in canning releases lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that protects against heart disease and cell damage. Tomatoes are naturally acidic, which prevents bacterial growth. That makes them safer than nearly any other canned product. The key is choosing no salt-added versions to avoid the sodium overload. Add a drizzle of olive oil when cooking, and your body will absorb even more lycopene. Use them for sauces, soups, and stews. You'll get flavor, safety, and nutrition in one can. Glass jars or cartons are good alternatives, but even metal cans are fine if you store them in a cool, dark place. The final takeaway: how to shop smarter. Here's what all of this comes down to. Canned food can be a lifesaver or a silent risk. It depends on what's inside. The real danger isn't the metal or the storage time. It's the salt, sugar, additives, and outdated linings that your body quietly absorbs year after year. Avoid the worst offenders: Vienna sausages, canned tuna, soups, chili, syrupy fruit, spinach, and pasta. Replace them with smarter choices, like beans and tomatoes. Rinse what you can, read the labels, and avoid cans that are bulging, dented, or stored in heat. Because the best way to protect your health isn't a tea to fear canned food. It's used to understand it. Every smart choice adds up, and that's exactly what this channel is about. If you learned something new today, tap the like button and subscribe to Smart Biophiles. Tell us in the comments which supermarket you trust most and why. Your insight might help someone else make a better choice next time they shop. The next time you open a can, you won't just be feeding yourself, you'll be protecting your health, one smart decision at a time.